As I said कि आप cross leg मत बैठो, knees पे cross मत करो, ankles पे cross कर लो. So crossing legs is not an issue. It's just that we have to be mindful. We are not pointing our toes towards somebody's face. That's disrespectful.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast and on my YouTube channel and Life Goes On by Tanvi. I am Tanvi, this is my studio and this is my YouTube channel and on my podcast. Depending on where you are and what you're listening to, a very warm welcome to all of you. So we have recently started this new series called Talk to Tea. So I know in the first episode I said Talk to Tanvi, it's actually Talk to Tea. I just had like this. I don't know what's like a verbal version of typo. क्या बोलते हैं जब you make a mistake while you're talking? It's not a typo, it's a pico. मुझे नहीं पता क्या बोलते हैं. Anyway, so this episode is very special. It's with Jaspreet Datta, who is also my mommy or my aunt. So she is very close to my heart. She is personally my inspiration. She is an image and etiquette coach. And in this episode, we'll be learning about body language, what is the correct etiquette, if you have to make a good impression in your work environment or in your personal environment, क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, the do's and don'ts of your etiquettes and how to create a good impression on people. Everything is discussed in detail, in beautiful detail in this podcast. And I've also linked certain timestamps, so in case you would like to jump to a specific topic, you can definitely do that by going to the description of this episode and just like choosing the timestamp that you would like to listen to. So before we go on with the podcast episode, I would also like to say that this episode is sponsored by Leap of Love Foundation. Leap of Love Foundation, do this, okay? So is an organization working for mental health awareness and bringing more attention to the importance of mental health in this world. So we are associated with a Vridhashram, an old age home that is there in Rajouri Garden, and also we go to certain schools where people and children from different financial backgrounds do face certain problems who cannot sort of like get out of those issues, so we try our best to support them. So yes, in case you would like to know more about Leap of Love, all the descriptions about Leap of Love Foundation are in the description of this episode. So yes, so let's begin with the episode number 2 of Talk to Tea with Jaspreet Datta. Hello everyone. So I have this amazing guest. Okay, I forgot कि mic ऐसे नहीं ऐसे रखना है, but it's okay. So I have this amazing guest आज who is also my inspiration. So her name is Jaspreet Datta, but I will call her Mommy. So we are related because you see how gorgeous we two are. So it runs in the family. Yeah, okay, no. Okay, whatever. So she is the founder of Finesse Living by Jaspreet Datta. And she is an image and etiquette coach. आपने इन्होंने MBA भी किया हुआ है Symbiosis से HR में. But I would like to have like know more about that because I remember you did MBA very recently, which was very inspiring, I feel. क्योंकि people think कि नहीं करना चाहिए हमें, मतलब only there is a certain specific age radar कि उसी एरिया पे आप कर सकते हो. जैसे कॉलेज कर रहे हो 18 के बाद आप कर सकते हो, 20 के बाद कर सकते हो. मुझे बहुत बार पूछा जाता है कि like my second degree was after I think I was 27, so in my late 20s कि how did you do your second masters? You were still studying, but you are so inspirational कि you didn't give up, you never give up.
Yeah, because there's when you reach a point, there's a stagnation you feel and you want to improvise in your life, you want to grow in your life, तो कुछ ना कुछ तो add करना पड़ता है ना. अगर आप कुछ skills add करोगे, then only you'll work according to that, then you'll gain experience and that is how you grow. It's very important to upskilling yourself, whichever field you are interested in. So at that point in time, it was, my career graph was like going plain and stagnant. So I thought, let me do my MBA and that is how I finished it in HR.
That is very nice. तो हमने एकदम यहाँ से शुरू किया है. तो अब अपने आप बारे में और बताओ. Like you are an image and etiquette coach.
Yeah.
So firstly, let's start with that. What is an image and an etiquette coach?
Okay. So as an image and etiquette coach, I consult and I encourage my clients to present themselves with more finesse in their personal life, in their social life, in their professional life. Basically, it's all about creating impression through your appearance, through your body language, through your communication. So I consult and coach people. I encourage them to give importance to their image.
इमेज सो मतलब जब मैं इमेज की बात करते हैं तो क्या है इमेज? एक तो मैं पैर पहले ऐसे रख लूं बिकॉज आई रिमेम्बर लास्ट सो वी वर हैविंग अ कॉन्वर्सेशन शी सेड कि ऐसे क्रॉस लेग नहीं बैठो, आप ऐसे बैठो. व्हिच आई थॉट लाइक ओ माय गॉड, हाँ दिस इज सो मच मोर कंफर्टेबल.
Whatever is comfortable. That's, I mean, I would say that it is comfort which should be, given importance also. Because हर बार ऐसे करके बैठना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. You can't sit for longer hours like this.
But you can.
I can. I'm a coach.
I have seen.
I have to. I'm a coach. I have to.
No, but it's like otherwise also. I think all the time you can sit like that. I don't remember the time you were just, sitting like this.
I am glad you've not witnessed all those occasions. I'm really glad about that.
But it's very nice. I feel कि आपका एक personal trait है, which enables you to do this, which I feel is very rare and is not that common. So, like, also tell us what inspired you to become an image and an etiquette coach.
Okay, so I was always working for corporates. I worked for 2 decades in corporates, more than 2 decades. And I always thought that I don't have any extra talent, There are people who are very good in cooking. I mean, they are making cookery shows. There are people who are very artistic. They have something or the other to prove themselves apart from their normal office work. मुझे तो ऐसा लगता था मैं सिर्फ 9 to 5 काइंड ऑफ अ जॉब के लिए बनी हूँ और बस यही कर पाऊंगी थ्रू आउट द लाइफ. देन माई बेस्ट फ्रेंड पॉइंटेड दिस आउट that Jaspreet, you take care of your appearance, you take care of your body language so much. Why don't you professionally set yourself in this? And that is how it clicked me, and I researched कि ऐसे में कुछ क्या मतलब खाली अपना एक बेसिक नेचर होने से ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. How would you coach people? You need to have some professional qualification behind this. So then I researched. There's an institute, ICBI, in South X, and there's a Gurgaon branch as well. So I did my certification in soft skills and image from there, and that is how I'm here. I'm just doing my work with my personal experiences, as well as I have a backup of a formal qualification also for this.
I think personal experience plays a major role.
Major role, because jo log, there are young students also doing this certification, but unke paas sirf ek qualification hai. That's it. They have that certification. I come from the background जहाँ पे मैंने वो सब चीजें खुद पे implement की हुई हैं already before I coach anybody. And I've always seen my mother, being very proper, and I always admired and followed her. She used to, perfume her comb before brushing her hair so that her hair are, giving fragrance. So I was in awe of her personality कि limited resources के साथ आप ये छोटी-छोटी चीजें कैसे करते हो?
Sometimes मुझे I know this sounds very bad, but अपने घर पे बताना पड़ता है कंघी साफ करनी है. There's वो बाल है इसमें. It's very disgusting, but वो हट नहीं होते कभी. But yeah.
And she used to, wash her dupattas with shampoo so that कि वो fragrant रहें. Apart from a normal outfit or apart without using any perfume or something. तो मतलब ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें मुझे उनको देख के बहुत इंस्पायर करती थी और I used to follow कि वो हर चीज़ अपनी organized और proper तरीके से रखती थी. So I mean, I observed at a very younger age, and that is how I reached, doing this qualification, pursuing this qualification for this profession.
Wow. But I also remember you used to win best dressed in your office. देखा मुझे याद है.
Yeah.
मुझे याद है एक साल नहीं आप हर साल जीतते थे, and then you were telling us कि you again won this best dressed. In office आपको हर बार एकदम well dressed बोला जाता था. Jaspreet Datta, best dressed, best dressed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for remembering that.
मैं सब याद रखती हूँ. Yeah, but I feel you carry this thing. You can actually guide people on how to make good impressions.
Yes.
So now coming back to your work. So what is the difference between creating a good image, having a good image, and impressions? जो आप सिखाते हो, सो इसका बेसिक डेफिनेशन क्या है?
Okay. So, impression. First of all, what is impressions? That is very important to know. So, first impressions are the impressions that any unknown person, any stranger form of you within 5 to 7 seconds. First 5 to 7 seconds. And these are based on couple of things. That is appearance. Appearance would include your dressing and your grooming as well. Then comes your behavior, how you treat people, how you act, how you what's your body language. That also leaves mark on other people. Then is your communication, your vocal and verbal communication, your technical qualification or expertise in that industry that you're working for. और इन सबको सम अप करके आप एक इम्प्रेशन फॉर्म करते हो. जो विजुअल क्यूज होते हैं, दैट इज अपीयरेंस एंड योर बॉडी लैंग्वेज, दैट कंप्राइजेज ऑफ 80% ऑफ इम्प्रेशन दैट यू फॉर्म. जब तक कोई आपसे बात नहीं करेगा उसको नहीं मालूम पड़ेगा कि आपकी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स कितनी अच्छी हैं. लेकिन वो दूर से भी अगर आपको देख के आपको एडमायर कर रहे हैं, आपकी पर्सनालिटी को, आप दूसरों से कितना पोलाइटली बात कर रहे हो, आप स्माइल कर रहे हो, ये सब चीजें बिना बात किए ही वो ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं और एडमायर कर रहे हैं. सो दिस विजुअल क्यू इज 80% ऑफ योर पर्सनालिटी.
मैं एक्चुअली डॉक्यूमेंट्री देख रही थी नेटफ्लिक्स पे, विच वाज ऑन अ सिमिलर लाइन. तो उसमें था कि पता नहीं कि 100 पीपल दे वर लाइक जस्ट व्यूइंग कि एंड आस्किंग कि डज इट रियली इम्पैक्ट, कि किसी का इमेज इम्पैक्ट होता है या नहीं. सो उन्होंने ना एक सीरियस क्रिमिनल लिया था हु वाज वेरी गुड लुकिंग एंड चार्मिंग ऑन द एक्सटीरियर, एंड एक उन्होंने नॉर्मल इंसान लिया था हु had like this long beard and like very stereotypically not groomed at all. तो उन्होंने नॉर्मल लोगों से जाकर पूछा था कि you tell us कि कौन है इन दोनों में से who's a serial killer. And people pointed out दूसरा वाला guy who was a normal guy, जिसकी उसका appearance was not well groomed, and the person who was an actual serial killer, उसको बहुत कम लोगों ने पॉइंट आउट किया था बिकॉज उसका अपीयरेंस बहुत ज्यादा था. सो दिस वाज अ स्टडी दैट जो मैंने नेटफ्लिक्स पे ही है. सो इट्स कि आपका एक्सटर्नल अपीयरेंस कितना इम्पैक्ट करता है. So that guy was a serial killer. तो सबने बोला वो गुड लुकिंग है तो शायद ये सीरियल किलर नहीं है, ये वाला होगा जिसके लंबे बाल हैं. I mean, I was like, this is so scary also sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
And if you use it that way. Anyway, off track. So again, now what is an image?
So image is again, it's the impression that you've left on somebody. That is your image. It's your personality, how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself, how you treat people. So this whole personality that you form of yourself, that is the image that you present to people outside.
Okay. कल एक्चुअली मेरी टीम में somebody asked a very interesting question, like what is the difference between etiquette and manners?
Etiquette and manners, I would not say there is any difference as such. It's just, I think it would be a synonym of each other. Etiquette and manners. And etiquette or manners क्या होते हैं? These are like written or unwritten norms that we follow. That in a certain way we have to behave. But the most important criteria is we are supposed to make people around us comfortable. जरूरी नहीं है आप फोक एंड नाइफ से खाना खाओगे तो आपको ज्यादा एटिकेट आएंगे. अगर आपको राजमा चावल स्पून से भी खाने हैं, so you can definitely have it. Just don't make noise.
I feel इसमें कल्चरल फैक्टर भी बहुत नहीं इम्पोर्टेंट है कि जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल some people are for them like eating with chopsticks. Not eating with chopsticks actually is okay. For some people it can be very offensive if you're not taking chopsticks. या फिर हाथ से खा रहे हो फॉर एग्जाम्पल. तो हाथ से खाना बहुत ऑफिसेज में भी इट्स वेरी नॉर्मल डिपेंडिंग ऑन वेयर यू आर लिविंग. So again, isn't it like very cultural? So how do you navigate through that?
I completely agree that eating in a certain way depends on what you're eating and which cuisine are you having. If you're having something which definitely demands use of chopstick, you are disrespecting if you're not using chopsticks.
Oh, disrespecting.
So you need to respect the culture. You need to respect that cuisine. You need to respect the aura or environment of that restaurant.
And for example, like if you go to some regions in India, तो वहाँ पे हाथ से खाना
तो वो उनका कल्चर है. साउथ इंडिया में अगर आप जाएंगे, आप रसम खाना चाहते हैं, आप राइस खाना चाहते हैं, आप सांबर डोसा खाना चाहते हैं, यू डोंट नीड फोक एंड नाइफ टू हैव इट. It's a finger food. You have to have it with your hands. You are respecting if you're eating it in a particular manner. So it's very important to consider कि उस cuisine का basic requirement या basic style of eating क्या है. अगर आपको chopstick नहीं use करनी है, you are not comfortable, please have it at your home. Or learn it. If you're going for a fine dining and you're ordering something which demands use of chopstick, you must use it. It's a respect that cuisine demands.
Yeah, that's true. I think मैंने इस perspective से नहीं सोचा because when I went to study in Tamil Nadu, so I didn't know that I was being offensive to many people. I didn't do it intentionally. So मेरे को चावल I eat it with 2 spoons.
Yeah.
I don't use 1 spoon. I eat it with 2 spoons because मुझे हाथ से खाना ही नहीं आता. I don't know how to eat with hands. So when I went to my college for the first time, so a lot of my batchmates and hostel mates, they didn't like me. I didn't know this.
Okay.
Later on I got to know. They didn't like me because they were like, अरे Delhi girl अपने आप को बहुत समझती है. 2 चम्मच से खाना खा रही है, 2 चम्मच से बिरयानी खा रही है. So मेरे लिए बहुत normal था and I didn't know that I was being disrespectful or offensive to people. Now ये वाला कैसे आप केटर करते हो? आई फील कि इसमें सेम चीज़ एटिकेट्स में भी आ जाती है. व्हेन यू ग्रीट समबडी, किसी के लिए हाथ मिलाना कैन बी वेरी नेचुरल नॉर्मल, यू नो. किसी के लिए हग करना कैन बी वेरी नेचुरल नॉर्मल एंड ऑल्सो वेरी फॉर्मल ऑल्सो समटाइम्स. बट किसी के लिए इट कैन बी टू ऑफेंसिव. नाउ हाउ डू यू जज दैट थिंग कि आप जहाँ जा रहे हो, जिस रूम में एंटर कर रहे हो, उनके लिए क्या चीज़ रिस्पेक्टफुल है?
See, first of all, if it is like somebody is totally a stranger to you and it's a business scenario, you will definitely give your hand for a handshake. You would not hug that person.
Yeah, definitely.
So वो एक personal space का matter उसमें आ जाता है. आप hug हर किसी को नहीं करते हो. You'll do it with your best buddies. You'll do it with your cousins. You'll do it with your elders, your family members only. So handshake is, permissible or acceptable in a business scenario. अगर आप अपने किसी पर्सनल या सोशल सर्कल में हैं, आप अपने अंकल को मिल रहे हैं, चाचा जी को मिल रहे हैं और आप हैंडशेक के लिए हैंड प्रपोज कर रहे हैं, तो वो बहुत ही ऑपोजिट लगेगा. इट विल नॉट फिट इनटू दैट काइंड ऑफ अ सिचुएशन. सो डेफिनेटली वी हैव टू कीप इन माइंड कि हम किसको ग्रीट कर रहे हैं, कहाँ ग्रीट कर रहे हैं. इट्स अ सोशल एनवायरनमेंट, इट्स अ पर्सनल सिनेरियो. क्या है उस चीज को इम्पोर्टेंस देना जरूरी है.
तो व्हाट अबाउट लाइक द हैंडशेक एंड नमस्ते?
It's your personal choice.
It's a personal
choice. Definitely. अगर आजकल वर्क एनवायरनमेंट में इतना वेस्टर्नाइजेशन है एंड एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी भी है, दैट अप्रोप्रिएट यही होगा कि आप हैंडशेक करें. लेकिन अगर आप लोग नमस्कार करते हैं या नमस्ते करते हैं या आप अपने कल्चर को या वैल्यूज को इम्पोर्टेंस दे रहे हैं वहाँ पे, सो द अदर पर्सन शुड नॉट फील ऑफेंडेड ऑन दैट.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
My recommendation is please shake hands. Unless अगर आपकी कोई ऐसी वैल्यूज हैं कि आप किसी से हैंडशेक नहीं करना चाहते हैं, या फॉर दैट मैटर कोविड के टाइम पे कोई भी हैंडशेक नहीं कर रहा था. पीपल विल जस्ट प्रेफरिंग हेलो हाउ आर यू डूइंग और नमस्कार हाउ आर यू डूइंग काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सिचुएशन, बट मोस्ट एक्सेप्टेबल वे इज शेकिंग हैंड.
Well, it's like a standard thing. So in this case, like
globally acceptable.
Because I feel like India is one country which is very diverse.
It is.
तो यहाँ पे like your work becomes even tougher. है ना? Like it's and ऐसा भी है ना कि हम सबको हमेशा प्लीज नहीं कर सकते हैं.
Absolutely नहीं कर सकते. कभी ना कभी किसी ना किसी को आप अनइंटेंशनली कोई ऑफेंसिव फील कर लेता है कि ये चीज़ मेरे हिसाब से नहीं है, मेरी वैल्यूज के हिसाब से नहीं है, मेरे बिजनेस कल्चर के हिसाब से नहीं है. सो आई मीन वी रियली नीड टू बी सेंसिटिव एंड माइंडफुल व्हाइल मीटिंग पीपल.
दैट्स नाइस. मतलब स्टैंडर्ड इसको देखना, आई फील दिस इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग टू डू. मैं ऐसे सोच रही हूँ ये चीज सिखाना, एंड देन कीपिंग एवरीथिंग इन माइंड कि नोबडी गेट्स ऑफेंडेड, एट द सेम टाइम यू नो हाउ टू मेंटेन योर बाउंड्रीज एंड किसी और की बाउंड्रीज एज वेल.
एब्सोल्युटली. रिस्पेक्टिंग योर स्पेस एंड अदर पीपल्स स्पेस.
दैट्स नाइस. और हम देखते हैं और क्या क्या था.
Alright.
Just because I have this huge tendency to get off track. It's not me, it's my neurodivergence. So next is कि yeah, so जैसे आप कभी कभी, since again coming back to the question कि India is such a diverse country, let's take an example of India, and यहाँ पे like when somebody is communicating, तो आप अपने personal level पे भी आपने बहुत बार इश्यूज फेस करे होंगे ना, कि कोई आपसे कम्युनिकेट करना चाहता है लेकिन वो नहीं आपको कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहा कि उसको एग्जैक्टली क्या प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहा है. हाउ डू यू नेविगेट योर वे थ्रू दिस?
See, communication is not just the expression or sharing of ideas or experiences. For me, communication is effective and complete when I know that the other person is understanding what I'm trying to explain. You know, अगर उसके चेहरे पे बड़े से question marks मुझे दिख रहे हैं कि उसको कुछ नहीं समझ में आया मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ, so that means I've lost the point. So to make the communication effective, I keep couple of things in mind. First of all, I definitely, keep in mind who's my audience. It's very important to give respect to people. There are people who prefer to talk in English. There are Hindi lovers. So you have to be very mindful कि आपकी audience कौन है. आप किस language में उनसे conversation करना पसंद करोगे जो कि उनको भी समझ में आए. This is one. Secondly, I would not prefer to use too much of a technical jargon in my conversation, or I would say that very fancy vocabulary. कि मतलब अगर मैं एक कॉलेज में लेक्चर दे रही हूँ किसी चीज़ के ऊपर एंड आई एम यूजिंग ऑल माई टेक्निकल jargon एंड फैंसी vocabulary एंड स्टूडेंट सामने गूगल खोल के उस वर्ड का मतलब ढूंढ रहे हैं, सो आई हैव लॉस्ट माई ऑडियंस. पीपल वुड नॉट फोकस व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन और डिस्कस. आई लूज इट. Thirdly, I would try and keep it open for others. I'll give them comfort to ask questions. I will address their queries. जब वो comfortable feel करेंगे कि वो कुछ भी आपसे पूछ सकते हैं आपके subject से related, they will come up to you on their own, and you will be able to address their queries in that way. So these are the things that I keep in mind, so that the communication is effective and complete.
So basically you create a comfort zone around
Absolutely.
somebody.
It's very important.
Ki someone feels safe also.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's... sometimes I feel like people come to me and they say that it's very easy to open up to me emotionally. Because I feel ki I've learned how to... I make sure that I create a safe environment. I feel ये बहुत ज़्यादा character based भी होता है आपका personal.
If you are approachable, people are coming up to you with their queries, with their problems, they wish to discuss. That means you're giving them that comfort.
हाँ. And also एक वो security that I will not violate that information. So that I feel is effective communication. And again, if I use fancy vocabulary, or if somebody uses fancy vocabulary unnecessarily, then you will not feel comfortable. You don't know कि सामने वाले का, whether you're also being very judgmental. Why would they open up to you?
Exactly. They'll be intimidated कि ओहो इनकी तो डिक्शनरी बहुत elaborated है, पहले तो हम खुद गूगल खोल के बैठे हैं, and it will not be comfortable for them at all.
Yeah, that's very nice, I feel. So ये एक और चीज बताओ. So I feel we have already established कि आपका attention to detail is already very heightened.
Oh.
Like I know this क्योंकि
Alright.
you will remember everything to the point.
Yeah.
Like everyone has different क्या कहते हैं उसको qualities ना. Like for me I feel मेरा attention to detail is so bad, which is very bad.
No, attention to detail हर किसी का होता है, but अपने subject के लिए.
Yeah, that's
if I look at somebody more, for example, if I'm looking at some show या कुछ भी मैं टीवी पे देख रही हूँ, मेरी नजर सबसे पहले गलत चीज पे जाएगी. That person is wearing a wrong footwear. Oh, the socks are not matching. I mean, the focal point is not clear. ये match नहीं हो रहा. She's not done her hair properly. कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा होता है कि वो गलत चीज पे नजर पहले जाती है.
So let's like dial it down a little. कि when you say matching नहीं है, I'm wearing 5 nail paints on every nail. So but then I remember ये हमने जब choose किया था, so her daughter only helped me because there's a color palette. Okay, so she helped me. She's a very talented young lady, and she helped me. Ki there's a color palette, Didi. You don't have to go off the palette because I wanted red on this nail. She was like, that is off palette. So I feel ये sense क्या है, like because ये सब में नहीं होता. That's why we need you.
Oh, that's very nice.
That is the answer, okay.
So that runs in the blood, I would say. And then I have a keen interest, in improvising myself, I observe people. It's not that I'm perfect. There are people who are much, much, much better than me. I observe them. There are certain things which I like about them. There are certain things which I like, but I would not like to do it on myself. But at least मैं उनको admire करती हूँ उस act के लिए, उस attire के लिए, उस get up के लिए. मैं नहीं pull off कर सकती उस चीज़ को, but वो अच्छे से अपने आप को conduct कर रहे हैं उसमें. So that eye for observation, that eye for appreciation is definitely there in me. And that is why I'm using it professionally.
So when you say कि like you know everything की match कर रहे हैं यानी, so अभी वो अगर जैसे वो जेनजी स्टाइलिंग है आजकल, सबको अपना एक स्टाइल चाहिए, तो वो आप इस केडर में कैसे आप उनको गाइड करोगे? लाइक प्रोफेशनली ऑल्सो, इफ समबडी वांट्स टू पोर्ट्रे देमसेल्व्स एज बीइंग अ लिटिल डिफरेंट ऑल्सो, लाइक नॉट जस्ट टू ऐसी attention के, let's talk about that part also because that was very important. I want the audience to know about this. But in general also, if you just want to have your own style, you want to make your own statement as well. So how do you navigate your way through that?
See, it's when as an image consultant, I have to give consultation to a client and I have to give some suggestions कि आप ये मत पहनो, वो मत पहनो, ऐसे मत करो. First of all, I need to know कि उनका personal style क्या है. Somebody loves to, dress up in a glamorous way. Somebody is very conservative. Somebody has sensory value. वो कितना भी उनको budget का restriction नहीं होगा, लेकिन they will not wear anything which is not comfortable to their skin.
Okay.
So, मतलब I need to know कि उनका personal style क्या है before I give any suggestions to them. Then the most important thing is कि कोई भी attire, कोई भी look गलत नहीं होती है, बट क्या वो उस ओकेजन के लिए अप्रोप्रिएट है? क्या वो रोल जो वो प्ले कर रहा है वो इंसान उस ओकेजन में, उस सिचुएशन में, क्या उस सिचुएशन के लिए अप्रोप्रिएट है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, देयर इज अ ट्रेंड ऑफ वेयरिंग रिप्ड जीन्स. लाइक I love to wear it, but I would not wear it in my professional scenario. So अगर कोई अपना पर्सनल स्टाइल मेंटेन करना चाहता है और उस चीज़ को पसंद करता है, डेफिनेटली गो फॉर इट, बट जस्ट बी माइंडफुल कि आप उसको कहाँ कर रहे हो. प्रोफेशनली उसको यूज़ मत करो, अननेसेसरली उस ओकेजन को रिस्पेक्ट करो, उस इंसान को रिस्पेक्ट करो जिसको आप विजिट कर रहे हो. आप किसी इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हो सकते हो, आप किसी क्लाइंट के पास जा रहे हो कोई डील क्रैक करने के लिए, तो आप रिप जीन्स नहीं पहन के जाओगे. यू नीड टू ड्रेस अप प्रोफेशनली. सो जस्ट कीप दैट थिंग इन योर माइंड. एंड इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू एक्सप्लोर, इन योर एज. मैं इस एज में बहुत सारी चीजें एक्सप्लोर नहीं करूंगी, but I've lost that time, I've lost that fun, So I mean, I would not restrict anybody कि ये चीज नहीं करनी चाहिए, ये appropriate नहीं है professionally. Okay, it is not appropriate professionally, but you have your personal life. You have your social life. You want to go for shopping, you want to go for a date, coffee meeting or something. You can definitely explore those ideas. But थोड़ा सा आप सिचुएशन को, किसको विजिट कर रहे हो, कहाँ जा रहे हो,
It's more about कि आप दूसरे को रिस्पेक्ट करना सीखो.
Exactly.
The point is कि आप जैसा आप बात कर रहे हो, it's not कि हाँ ये सही है ये गलत है. It's not about your character, but it's also because why unnecessary create drama.
Exactly.
एक आपने बहुत attention versus उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बता, because it's a beautiful thing. Blew my mind away. I was like, wow, I've never thought of that.
Okay. So I always encourage people to create impressions. Do not run after seeking anybody's attention. There's a very fine line between gaining anybody's attention and leaving any kind of a mark or impression and creating impression. Impression would always give you respect. People would respond to you. You'll definitely affect them. Have you ever heard कि a well-dressed man was insulted by somebody? अगर आप गलत भी हो, वो इंसान आपको पोलाइटली पॉइंट आउट करेगा कि सर या मैम ये चीज़ ऐसे नहीं करनी है, या ये हमें अलाउड नहीं है. लेकिन अगर आप शैबिली ड्रेस्ड हो और आपने अपनी ग्रूमिंग को कोई अटेंशन नहीं दिया, आप चाहे जितने मर्जी वेल ऑफ हो, मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है कोई भी उठ के आपकी बेइज्जती कर सकता है उस टाइम पे.
That's true. I've never heard of this sentence. कोई भी ऐसा नहीं स्टार्ट करेगा कि a well-dressed man.
हाँ, मतलब
somehow, like, because well dressed is like you've put in a lot of effort.
Definitely.
It's not about how you were born or something like that. but it's like how much effort you put into
Exactly.
like just being respectful to where you are going.
When you are dressed well, when you're groomed well, you demand respect. That's the thing. You are not running after, gaining anybody's attention. You are demanding respect at that point in time. So I always encourage people कि अपनी image पे इस तरीके से काम करो कि आप एक impression create कर रहे हो. You can be, I mean, there are two people. One person has done a nice decent makeup, the other person has done very loud makeup. दोनों का काम है अपने फ्लॉज को छुपाना, अपने आप को कॉन्फिडेंट फील कराना. लेकिन जिसका मेकअप ज्यादा लाउड है, इज दैट पर्सन रनिंग आफ्टर अटेंशन? So that we need to be very mindful about. Just work on creating the right image and right impression.
Matlab, because I'm also like, I feel when I was younger, I was older. That's an analogy.
You're still young. What are you talking, Tanvi?
When I was younger,
okay.
I was older. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि when I was in my college days and जब मैंने office first time I started working in corporate, मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा I thought कि I'll dress up only formally. I remember मैंने पूरा अपना attire change कर दिया था. मैंने सिर्फ एकदम plain colors लेने शुरू कर दिए. अब भी in my 30s, I feel like I want to explore colors more. I want to find my own style.
Yeah.
But which is also like you said, ki I don't want to go somewhere and unnecessarily, I like attention. But it's not like, in a unnecessary way. Being disrespectful to everyone and anywhere I go. Like even if I want to wear a backless, it's not about like how much clothes या आप क्या पहन रहे हो, क्या नहीं पहन रहे हो. It's just I feel कि मुझे unnecessary attention नहीं चाहिए. But at the same time, I like attention also.
So it's like, okay, we can take it like not creating wrong attentions.
Ah, that's nice. I feel this is a beautiful point. मतलब attention भी है, but wrong attention नहीं है.
मतलब कोई आपको admire करे आपकी personality के लिए, then it makes sense. Attention तो कोई भी लोग किसी भी गलत तरीके से ले सकते हैं.
So of course you get attention. Yeah, like this in no way means कि हाँ मतलब someone says कि अरे this person is trying to like it's okay to abuse somebody based on how they look. That's like वो एकदम ही different topic हो जाता है. But like basically how to create a good impression. You're just being respectful. When you respect your environment and others, people will respect you.
Definitely.
Oh, that's nice. So then okay, this is a very good question. So it says कि does appearance affect persuasion? So for example, why is it कि usually कोई भी brand होता है या जिसकी तो उसके ambassadors कोई actor या model क्यों बनता है? Like why not an expert of that brand?
That's again a visual cue that you're creating. For example, have you ever heard of a brand Torani?
No.
Torani is a designer. वो एक नॉर्मल मॉडल से भी मॉडलिंग करा के अपने ब्रांड को, अपनी क्रिएशंस को प्रमोट करते हैं. एंड दीपिका पादुकोण हैज आल्सो वॉन हिज क्रिएशंस. सो आप दीपिका पादुकोण को क्यों हायर कर रहे हो? यू योरसेल्फ आर वेरी क्रिएटिव. Your work is known all around. People are still coming to you. They're buying your stuff. Why are you hiring Deepika Padukone or any particular XYZ artist to promote your brand? आप सिर्फ आपकी expertise एक अलग level पे है. But when you are presenting it to public, you are creating a visual cue for them. So it needs to be attractive for people. It needs to attract your attention. तभी models को लिया जाता है. People who are just wearing your creation and presenting it to the world.
I feel, and also it's a job.
It's a job.
Like we also need to be in that headspace now. I feel कि there's the fine line between being comfortable in your skin, promoting body positivity, and then shaming people who have a good body. In the name of body positivity, if you shame people who have a good body or who are working hard on their diet and exercise, because it's important to them.
Yeah.
It's not mandatory for everyone. But अगर किसी की है, if you shame people with good bodies in the name of body positivity, that's not body positivity.
That's not body positivity. I completely agree with your thought on that. Absolutely.
Because I remember when and अभी बहुत अच्छा point I feel like off camera we all were discussing कि when अभी आपने बोला ना कि you were talking about news reading also, है ना? So the same is like when I was modeling for brands. So in modeling also, your makeup, your attire has to be in a way that it's not louder than your product that you're promoting. Like
Exactly.
if I have to model for a cream ka brand, so I made sure कि I'm wearing just like white tank top and my makeup is very subtle. My tattoos are not showing. So my nails are also, basic.
Yeah.
It's not like a loud nail paint, वरना ध्यान nail paint पे चला जाएगा.
True.
So though I have to be well dressed, I have to be well groomed, but I have to be so basic that ध्यान is still on the product. तो ये आप एक कल भी बहुत अच्छी चीज एक बोल रहे थे इसी के बेसिस पे कि like it should be more on आप कहना क्या चाहते हो.
What's the aim of that conversation? You're promoting a brand, you're promoting a service. तो जिस चीज को promote कर रहे हो उसके ऊपर focus करना चाहिए. That is more important,
Yeah, like for example, I remember you said कि जब आप interview पे जा रहे हो, same thing ना कि आपका काम बोलना चाहिए. आपका पर्सनालिटी मतलब कि ये नहीं है कि आपने कुछ इतना लाउड पहन लिया कि ध्यान ही कपड़ों पे ही है
उसका. So that is how we leave. That is why we say that it's the appropriateness.
हाँ.
जैसे कि आप बोल रहे हो कि अगर मैं किसी क्रीम को प्रमोट कर रही हूँ, so my makeup needs to be subtle. At that point in time, you're promoting the cream. You're not promoting yourself. Brand is paying you. अगर आप अपने लिए कुछ कर रहे हो, if you're going for an interview, at that point in time, you yourself is a brand. You're promoting yourself there.
So then is it okay to be very loud?
No. Appropriate, I would say, is always the word for everything and anything. आप एक इंटरव्यू में जा रहे हो, आपको अपनी एक्सपर्टीज को सेल करना है, बट यू नीड टू बी प्रेजेंटेबल. अगर आप अपने आप को लेकर, अपनी अपीयरेंस को लेकर सीरियस हो, then only you'll be able to take care of their product, their service. No, वो कैसे ट्रस्ट कर लें आपको. So आप अपनी appearance, once you've sorted your appearance that you're looking appropriate for job interview, you are just going and talking and promoting your qualification, your experience. वो उस टाइम पर उस चीज के ऊपर फोकस हो रहा है. उस टाइम पे आपकी अपीयरेंस के ऊपर फोकस नहीं हो रहा. You've taken well, you've taken care of it.
But I think आपने एक और बहुत अच्छा कल हमारे डिस्कशन पॉइंट बोला था कि appropriateness is like more about your comfort zone.
Yes.
You being comfortable and
you
confident.
Being authentic also. That is very important. अगर मैं किसी client को suggest कर रही हूँ for example, who's a very conservative dresser, तो मुझे उसकी values को, उसकी authenticities को सबसे पहले importance देनी है, ताकि मैं उस चीज को कहीं kill नहीं करूँ. I can suggest कि okay, अगर आप विंटर्स में हो तो आप इस मटेरियल में साड़ीज पहनो, अगर आप समर्स में हो आप इस तरीके से साड़ीज पहनो, आप ब्लाउजेस थोड़े से कंजर्वेटिव कम करो या ज़्यादा करो, जो भी आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट है. मैं उन सब चीज़ों में सजेशन दे सकती हूँ. बट आई वुड नॉट सजेस्ट अ साड़ी वेयरर टू वेयर अ गाउन फॉर एनी ड्रेसी ओकेजन और एनी अदर ओकेजन. आई हैव टू गिव इम्पोर्टेंस टू द ऑथेंटिसिटी ऑफ दैट पर्सन. उसकी बेसिक पर्सनैलिटी क्या है.
सो बेसिकली आपका पहला first phase of your job is ki you just analyze somebody's personality.
Yes. We need to ask a lot of questions, to them.
So for example, like I'm curious, what are those questions like?
मतलब जैसे अगर कोई client, for example, आप ही मेरे पास आते हो and we discuss about your dress. First of all, तो I would not find any flaw in your dressing. मेरे लिए बहुत ही मुश्किल है because first thing, your value is very exploratory in the sense that you wish to try and explore the trends, yet you give importance to your occasion. आपने एक बहुत ही trendy सा fancy सा blouse पहना है, but you will wear that blouse with that silk sari for a dressy occasion, for a wedding, for this thing. आप उसको एक नॉर्मल ब्लाउज भी आप उसके साथ बनवा के रखोगे so that you could repeat that sari in some other occasion and you will make it more appropriate as per that occasion. So मतलब ये सब चीजें बहुत important होती हैं. This we get to know when we ask lot of questions from them कि आपको क्या अच्छा लगता है. We show them lot of pictures कि आपको इस तरीके की personality पसंद है या इस तरीके की personality पसंद है. That is how we get to know कि एक इंसान का अपना personal style क्या है.
So basically you want to create authentic people.
Definitely.
And help them just express themselves.
Exactly. It's not possible, Tanvi, कि मैं उस इंसान की authentic values उससे छीन लूँ और कुछ अपने ज्ञान के हिसाब से उसको suggestions दूँ जिसके लिए वो comfortable होगा ही नहीं. एक दो बार एक इंसान try करेगा, थर्ड टाइम वो कहेगा नहीं जी ये तो यूजलेस कंसल्टेंट है, मुझे हायर ही नहीं करनी है, मैं तो ये चीज़ कर ही नहीं सकती या मैं ये चीज़ पहन ही नहीं सकता, है ना. एक चीज़ होती है सही या गलत. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट मेन ड्रेसिंग, आई कैन टेल अ बेसिक करेक्ट और इनकरेक्ट थिंग इन द सेंस कि मैं बोल सकती हूँ उन लोगों की आपको वाइट सॉक्स नहीं पहननी है इन अ प्रोफेशनल सिनेरियो या किसी भी सिनेरियो में, बिकॉज वाइट सॉक्स आर फॉर योर एथलेटिक एक्टिविटीज, फॉर योर स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटीज. They are like, you know, because they need to be sweat friendly. So आप अपनी स्पोर्ट्स या वर्कआउट एक्टिविटीज के लिए व्हाइट सॉक्स को पहनो.
अच्छा, white is sweat friendly? Wait, this is awakening. I didn't realize this.
या सो मैं नहीं बोलूंगी आपने ब्लैक ट्राउजर पहनी है और ब्लैक शूज पहने हैं उसके साथ आप व्हाइट सॉक्स पहन लो. नॉट, इट्स नॉट राइट, इट्स नॉट. तो मैं एक बेसिक करेक्ट और इनकरेक्ट चीज किसी को सिखा सकती हूँ, लेकिन जो इंसान पहनता ही सिर्फ ब्लैक ट्राउजर है, मैं उसको फोर्स नहीं कर सकती कि नहीं यू नीड टू ट्राई ऑलिव, यू नीड टू ट्राई ब्राउन्स, यू नीड टू ट्राई ग्रेज, क्योंकि वो उसकी ऑथेंटिक वैल्यू नहीं है. सो आई नीड टू keep his personal choices and authentic values in mind while giving him any suggestion.
Okay, that's very एकदम से मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा व्हाइट सॉक्स नहीं पहननी होती है.
White socks are for your sports activities, gym activities, any athletic activities. Okay. Otherwise, your socks should match either your shoes or it should match your trouser.
And so आजकल जैसे colored socks are very in.
Angry bird socks भी होती हैं. But please, you can definitely explore that angle. You want to wear angry bird socks? Please go and wear them, buy them, wear them, and enjoy them. But not in your business scenario. आप अपने शॉपिंग के लिए जा रहे हो, आप कोई मूवी देखने जा रहे हो, आप कोई आपका पर्सनल काम है, आप उस चीज में हो, आप उस चीज में एक्सप्लोर कर लो. बट जहां पर आपका वर्क एनवायरमेंट आ जाता है ना, there you need to show seriousness and you need to be appropriate.
Because in the first 5 to 7 seconds nobody really knows कि आप कितने serious हो. Even though whatever you're wearing, if you're very very serious in otherwise, but first 5 to 7 seconds like you said ना, जो first impression बनता है उसमें किसी को नहीं समझ में आना, so that can really impact things. Oh, okay. नहीं, white socks are angry. ये मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा. I swear this is very awakening for me. Okay, so इसके अलावा like और बताओ कि जैसे if you would just like recommend कि ये चीज़ करनी चाहिए और ये चीज़ नहीं करनी चाहिए. Like what are the general things when it comes to making a good first impression? Let's stick with first impression.
All right. So first of all, you don't need to wear expensive or branded clothes. Whatever you're wearing, it should be in the right condition. It should be neat. It should be properly ironed. And it has to have a right fit as per your body. This is very important. We don't need to run after brands at all. Give importance to grooming, you know, body odor. If it is there, if that's the problem, please take care of it. For men especially, I would like to say, please have neatly trimmed nails. That's very important. पहले होता था ना, लोग बोलते थे कि अच्छा अगर किसी आदमी की पर्सनालिटी देखनी है तो उसके शूज देखो. मेरे जैसा इंसान शूज के साथ साथ उसके नेल्स भी देखता है. सॉरी टू से दैट, बट मतलब unhygienic, dirty, untrimmed nails is a big no for men. For women, if you are into big nails, please maintain them properly. Have them trimmed properly. If you're wearing a nail paint, please make sure it's not chipped. वो कोई एक इम्प्रेशन की बात नहीं होती है कि आपने एक अच्छा नेल पेंट लगाया. अगर आपने अच्छा नेल पेंट लगाने के बावजूद भी वो जगह जगह से चिप्ड है या worn out है, उसका क्या फायदा.
So we had a psychologist on the first episode. Okay. You know, so she's my friend Komal Berry. She also has this thing. Okay. Where she checks nails. Oh. And she's very particular कि you know nail paint अगर लगाया है, so it's not chipped unnecessarily.
That's a basic grooming.
हाँ.
अगर आप कोई फुटवेयर पहन रहे हो, इट्स वेरी ब्यूटीफुल ट्रांसपेरेंट फुटवेयर आजकल बहुत फैशन है, या यू आर वेयरिंग यू नो समथिंग विद लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रैप्स, यू नो दोस हील्स, बट आपकी खुद की हील्स क्रैक्ड हैं, आपके नेल्स वेल मेंटेन्ड नहीं है, सो दैट्स अ ग्रूमिंग इशू.
Grooming issue.
So I mean, before you wear anything, before you give your look a final touch. Just make sure that you're groomed well. Please make your hair properly. ऐसा होता है आजकल बच्चे ज़्यादातर यही सोचते हैं कि मैं इस आउटफिट में बहुत अच्छी लगती हूँ, मैं सुपर कूल लगती हूँ, ये आउटफिट मुझ पे बहुत जचता है. सो मतलब डेफिनेटली वो आउटफिट आप पे बहुत अच्छा लगता है, बट क्या वो आउटफिट उस ओकेजन के लिए अप्रोप्रिएट है? सो दैट्स द थिंग, यू नीड टू गिव इम्पोर्टेंस. टैटू एक ऐसी चीज है हर कोई बनवाना चाहता है, एंड ठीक है, ओके, ट्रेंड है, आप लाइफ में कुछ करना चाहते हो, बट टैटू इज अ फुल टाइम कमिटमेंट, इट्स अ लाइफ टाइम कमिटमेंट. बिफोर यू डिसाइड ऑन योर टैटू, प्लीज थिंक कि आज आप 18 ईयर्स के हो, कल आप 30 ईयर्स के होगे, किसी बच्चे के पेरेंट बनोगे, फादर मदर होगे, एंड 25 30 40 ईयर्स डाउन द लाइन यू विल बी अ ग्रैंडफादर और ग्रैंड मदर ऑल्सो. सो मतलब क्या उस टाइम पे ये टैटू आपका दिखता हुआ वो मतलब एंजल बनी हुई ग्रीन कलर की, रेड कलर की, वुड यू लुक अप्रोप्रिएट, वुड यू लुक नाइस?
I have 8 tattoos, by the way.
There is no harm in having tattoos.
Yeah, but you know, there was this tattoo artist, and so that guy was my friend, and he said ki, you know, Tanvi, your tattoos are so nicely placed, like it doesn't shout out loud. No one gets to know that I have 8 tattoos.
Okay.
Like that guy said that, like वो इतने perfectly, एक यहाँ पर है, एक यहाँ पर है. Did you plan it? I said no, I just felt like I can do this for the rest of my life. Like it's not कि हाँ मैंने एकदम I'm drunk and I just thought कि चलो ये करा लेते हैं.
True. It has to have some value, some relevance to you in your life. And it's a full-time, lifetime commitment. Please think mindfully and wisely कि आपको क्या टैटू बनवा रहे हो. Down the line 40 years, क्या वो चीज़ आप पे अच्छी लगेगी? I also have a tattoo, but I have a firm belief in that
that
tattoo.
this will stay, and
Yes.
there's a lot of thought that's been put behind that one tattoo. क्योंकि मैंने, because I was so closely like going to one tattoo place, and so I used to see कि कितने सारे लोग used to get tattoos, and they used to get come at their back कि हाँ मैं इसे cover कर दो. I know so many people who have bad tattoos. So many people who have had bad tattoo experiences. कभी गोवा में बनवा लिया मस्ती में, वो टेढ़ा मेढ़ा बन गया, पिग बन गया.
And there are people who go to the tattoo artist and they ask कि आजकल क्या tattoo ज़्यादा चल रहा है? How is that? क्या ज़्यादा चल रहा है? Is it relevant to you?
I have designed tattoos for people, you know, because people used to come and they didn't know what they were gonna get. So आके क्या लिखवाए? आप बताओ मैम. अगर आपने बनवाना है,
I mean, it has to have a meaning, relevance in your life. So
एक वो बॉयफ्रेंड गर्लफ्रेंड के नाम वाला टैटू पे मैंने देखा हर आर्टिस्ट का नाम बोल देता था कि देखो सोच लो हमें ही दोबारा से कवर करना पड़ेगा.
True, absolutely.
Oh my God, tattoo. So I feel मैंने इतने weird experiences देखे हैं ना, किसी ने क्या पोर्ट्रेट बनवाना ना, वो शक्ल ही नहीं बनी उसकी. वो पूरा टैटू खराब, टांग खराब हो गई.
God, horrible experiences.
So okay, so it says कि और देखते हैं, how can a person politely present his or her views to another person? ये थोड़ा सा off topic है, but I feel कि still covers.
First of all, the thing is that everybody and anybody can have difference of opinion on the same topic. So just to impress somebody or just to gain anybody's attention, you are not supposed to agree to that person's point of view if you don't believe into it. Having said that, straight away saying no मुझे ये पसंद नहीं है, no मेरा ये thought नहीं है, that is also incorrect. Listen to that person properly. You are not expert of everything on this earth. हो सकता है उस इंसान का point of view जो वो share कर रहा है वो आपको नहीं मालूम है, लेकिन later on you realize कि that person is also saying something relevant and important. Still, if the situation is that you do not agree to that person, politely say, I have a different point of view, I have a difference of opinion, and just present your point of view.
Yeah.
And if you are not, accepting their point of view, do not even expect that you can impose your point of view on them. So just have difference of opinion, respect that person, and politely say that I do not agree with this. I have a different point of view, and present your view. That's it. बट डू नॉट इन रिटर्न डू नॉट एक्सपेक्ट कि मैंने बोल दिया है तो मैं तो नहीं मानी आपकी बात, बट आपको माननी पड़ेगी. डू दैट.
I feel ये हर relationship में apply हो सकता है.
Exactly.
Like when you're dating somebody, I feel we put too much pressure on compatibility. Like you can be completely different from your partner. You will not, even if you are very compatible, there will be things that you disagree on. And how you handle disagreements.
Yes.
If you are being disrespectful when you disagree with somebody, or somebody disagrees with you, that's a problem.
That's the problem.
And then the relationship will not last.
I completely agree.
है ना? Yeah, nice. Actually मैंने ना ये practice भी अपने personally भी शुरू किया कि anytime somebody criticizes me, so पहले there was a time when I used to get very triggered. इसने मेरे viewpoint से disagree कैसे कर दिया? I used to take it very personally. But now I've reached a stage where if somebody disagrees with me and मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा लगता है ना, so I think about it. कि because I feel critiques and people who are disagreeing with you, there is some level of truth in that. And you should like just calm your mind and listen to it. And then जैसा आपने बोला ना, then see कि if this aligns with your value systems or not.
True.
Immediately you don't have to react to everything. Very nice. So, yes, so what do you think is the most important thing when it comes to etiquettes?
It is the most important thing personally for me is how you treat others. That's very, very important for me. Even if you are very polished, you're very organized, you are very good looking, still you do not know how to treat others, how to behave with others, how to respect others. For me, it's like a big no-no kind of a thing. Big problem for me.
So how do you groom people who come to you with that mindset? Doesn't it become difficult?
It does become difficult because, you know, for a particular moment you can give gyan to that person. Ki please respect karo, please unse baat. For example, if somebody is dining out, right? आपको fine dining के सारे etiquette आते हैं. You know how to use all kind of cutlery and chopsticks and everything. But you do not know how to treat the serving staff. वो मैं एक बार उस इंसान को बोल सकती हूँ कि प्लीज रिस्पेक्ट देम, प्लीज कॉल देम पोलाइटली, प्लीज स्पीक टू देम पोलाइटली. इफ समथिंग वेंट रॉन्ग, जस्ट पॉइंट इट आउट पोलाइटली. दे आर नॉट योर slaves. They're serving you, they're giving you service, and you're paying them. So definitely you can raise your point of view कि ये चीज, ये dish अच्छी नहीं है या appropriate नहीं है, but you don't have to disrespect that person for that.
वही जो हमने पहले अभी communicate किया कि you don't have to be rude unnecessarily.
I think rude तो
is can be subjective also.
It is subjective, I would say.
Yeah, rude is subjective.
So for me, the most important etiquette is how you treat others, how you respect others. That's most important for me.
एक तो आपके ऐसे बात सुनने के बाद ना I'm like, okay, I need to absorb. Then I have to think, do I have anything to add? अच्छा, शायद ये वाला मैं point लेके आऊँ, add कर सकती हूँ. But you know, usually I have a lot of things to add, but every time you speak now, you command so much respect, and I'm like, हाँ.
Thank you so much.
सही बात है. तन्वी सोच इस बारे में और. Then, what body posture is considered to be most mannerly, and why? Like when you're sitting, like let's just demonstrate. What is the perfect way to sit? Just the way she's sitting.
See, so for a lady, I would never recommend to sit in a man stance kind of a posture. I would say that your posture, there is no one posture which is appropriate or mannerly or something. It depends on a lot of things. First, what you're wearing. I can sit in this kind of a posture because of this attire, right? If I'm wearing something which is revealing, I need to sit like this. I need to cover up from here. I need to sit like this. I could be like sitting like this, just crossing my, you know, crossing at the ankles rather than at the knees. So it depends on what you're wearing and what kind of shoes, footwear are you wearing. Sometimes your footwear does not give you comfort of sitting, you know, in particular posture. अगर मैंने हील पहनी होती तो शायद ये चीज मेरे लिए थोड़ी सी अनकंफर्टेबल हो जाता है इससे बैठना फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड. एंड थर्डली, यू नो, ये भी बहुत मैटर करता है. एंड आई विल गिव यू एग्जांपल आल्सो कि आप किस तरीके की सीट पर बैठे हो.
Okay.
You know, have you ever seen any celebrity during their movie promotions getting uncomfortable on those chairs because वो कभी ऐसे हो रहे हैं कभी ऐसे हो रहे हैं because either the seat is not appropriate as per their attire. Sometimes the footwear is the hindrance. So there is no one posture which is manually or appropriate. It depends on all these three things. First, what you're wearing in terms of attire, then your footwear, and then what kind of seat is this. आप low seating में एक मिनी ड्रेस पहन के नहीं बैठ सकते हो.
Uncomfortable हो
It's
जाएगा.
uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
But the most comfortable posture for your work, I would say, just straighten your back properly and then cross your legs at the ankle. Right. So this will give you more focus. This will keep your straight upright, your back upright, and then it will give you more focus. You'll be, you'll give attention to your work.
And what about eye contact and how much hands do you use? Like when you're talking to them. I'm somebody who uses hands a lot.
Even I'm the person who
yeah,
does it.
I noticed. I was noticing.
I think it brings life to what you're talking about.
Yeah. It also, I feel, shows passion. I didn't know this. Somebody pointed out. Exactly. When you talk about work, now you use your hands and it shows passion. Acha, I do this. I didn't know.
It does. People can relate to what you're talking. They connect with you. There has आप एक कोई स्टोन थोड़ी हो, कोई वो थोड़ी हो ऐसे मूर्ति बन के वहां पे खड़े हो गए और लेक्चर दिए जा रहे मतलब how is that compassion coming to what you're talking? You have to bring that in your conversation.
You feel like a real human being.
Exactly. तो वो ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि मैं आसपास की सारी चीजें गिराऊं. Elaborated dance postures and all that, but yes, there needs to be hand movement. There need to be the right eye contact when you're talking to somebody, and you are lacking the eye contact. That means either you are not confident or you're nervous about something. You are intimidated by that person, or it could be, worst scenario. It could be like you are not true. You're not truthful. There's some fishy agenda in your mind.
ये मेरा एक एक्स था ऐसा करता था और पापा ने पॉइंट आउट किया ना आई कांटेक्ट नहीं करता है, इट्स अ रेड फ्लैग. नहीं पापा ठीक है, इट्स फाइन. वो कभी नहीं ऐसा करता. पापा ने this guy never makes eye contact, there's a problem. And then I was like, oh my god, my bubble just burst. This guy never makes eye contact. It's been years this guy is not making eye contact.
That's something wrong. That's something,
fishy. There is something like, or maybe huge levels of insecurity. So there is some level of incompatibility definitely, because you are also not projecting a level of safety to that person. So that person doesn't feel safe with you. So naturally incompatible. Yeah. एक तो वही हो जाता है ना हर एक के एंड में. मैं इतनी सी भी बताती हूँ. Okay, so next is कि okay, yeah, I think हमने कर लिया. Okay, so what does it signify when someone is sitting cross-armed or cross-legged?
See, cross-legged is acceptable. There's no harm in that. I mean, with regard to etiquette, men are also
okay.
If they are comfortable sitting cross-legged, it's fine. Though the orthopedics does not recommend sitting for a longer period of time cross-legged. As I said कि आप cross leg मत बैठो, knees पे cross मत करो, ankles पे cross कर लो. So crossing legs is not an issue. It's just that we have to be mindful. We are not pointing our toes towards somebody's face. That's disrespectful. Otherwise, crossing legs is not an issue. It's acceptable in terms of etiquette. Crossing
toes
arms,
are like sole of your foot. Like toes to fit be okay. So you do. Okay, so like her legs are like this.
Yeah. So I'm like sitting like this. My feet are not pointing you.
Yeah, it's not pointing.
Yeah,
that's true. So if I do this, then it's
not
rude.
Right. And you would not believe, Tanvi, when I'm very fond of watching this Kapil Sharma show. And I am bound to notice people's body language. I've seen people sitting, एक जूता उन्होंने अपने सोफे पे रख लिया है और एक उस तरीके से बैठे हैं. या I would not like to point out the names. They are like famous celebrities. And एक दूसरे के जूते जो हैं एक दूसरे को फेस कर रहे हैं.
हाँ.
तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है यार प्लीज इनके कोई एक्सपर्ट्स नहीं है. दे डोंट टीच देम कि प्लीज व्हाट इज द राइट वे टू सिट.
Okay, please consult, okay? Whoever you are, Varun Dhawan, Janvi Kapoor, if you are watching this video.
Or they're just, I would not call anybody's
Please,
name as such.
all the contact details will be in the description of this episode. I am promoting, okay? If anybody wants.
People are just,
shaking their
legs or feet or something. आप इतने बड़े स्टार हो, कपिल शर्मा शो पे आ रहे हो, you must have done 1,000 conversations or interviews with other interviewers. Still you are just doing this thing. कोई point out नहीं करता उन लोगों को कि प्लीज ऐसे मत करो. और मेरी नजर, जैसे मैंने पहले बोला, कि हमेशा गलत चीज पर पहले जाती है.
नहीं, आई अंडरस्टैंड. जैसे आपने बोला ना कि मैंने कहा कि मेरा अटेंशन नहीं होता डिटेल्स पे, बट इंटरेस्ट पे होता है. बट आई डू दिस कि जैसे आई वॉच मॉडर्न फैमिली, सो आई एम वेरी कीन की ऑब्जर्विंग कि सबका अटैचमेंट स्टाइल क्या है, सबका साइकी क्या है, इज दिस व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, इज दिस हेल्दी, इज दिस एक्सेप्टेबल, ओ इट इज एक्सेप्टेबल फॉर देम, इनका बैकग्राउंड ऐसा रहा है इसलिए. सो माई अटेंशन इज ऑलवेज इनका साइकोलॉजी कैसा चल रहा है डीपली, इफ इट्स करेक्टली पोर्ट्रेड, बिकॉज करेक्ट इनकरेक्ट कुछ नहीं होता, इट्स आर्ट. बट कि वो कैसा पोर्ट्रे किया है, कहना क्या चाह रहा है, राइटर के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, मेरे
आप अपने सब्जेक्ट के हिसाब से उस चीज को सोचते हो, और मैं अपने प्रोफेशन के हिसाब से उस चीज को सोचती हूँ.
आई थिंक दिस इज व्हाट मेक्स एक्सपर्ट्स. Okay, so then cross armed, we didn't discuss.
Cross arms is like you are defensive. I mean, you're not open to what the other person is suggesting or pointing out. Like, ठीक है, आप अपना point of view अपने पास रखो, मेरा तो वही मानना है जो मैं करना चाहता हूँ. That's it. Yeah, this is very disrespectful, and you shouldn't be crossing your arms when you're in serious discussions or whenever you're having discussion with anybody. It shows your closeness, your defensiveness, that you'll not take what they're saying.
Like I remember, मैंने बहुत छोटे होते पढ़ा था about body language. You don't cross your arms. It's just rude when you do this. And someone is talking and you're just like doing this. You don't do this. So even if like there are times when I feel like doing this, I'm ekdam se na I become aware. Like if I'm in a lecture or somewhere, I make sure that I don't do this, because the professor or the person who is talking to me could feel this vibe. And even if I am feeling defensive in the moment, I make sure that I don't do this. Because मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर आपने नहीं किया ना, when you feel defensive, your defenses go down.
Yeah, true.
कि अगर आपने defensive आप feel कर रहे हो, it's natural reaction. और आपने ऊपर से ऐसा अपने body language के आप mindful नहीं हो what you're doing, then your trigger becomes accelerated. है ना?
I completely
Instead, अगर आप you act opposite to what your instinct is saying, तो आप you become still open and you try to be respectful in that case. You don't get triggered and become disrespectful to somebody. मतलब मैं बहुत ज़्यादा एकदम lectures में भी I remember college में अगर lecturer बात कर रहा है, so I don't do this or this.
That's like you're bored.
हाँ, मतलब sitting in the first bench and doing this, I remember, मतलब मुझे लगता है कि how that poor guy is even giving a lecture then. Of course uncomfortable हो जाएगा. So then okay, ये बहुत एक interesting है. I feel we have one more. Basic difference between office etiquette and day-to-day manners.
See, when you are in a business scenario, देखो etiquette and manners जो भी हैं वो हर जगह पर required हैं, हर field में, हर life स्टेज पे, कहीं पे भी. बट बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट में ऐसा होता है, व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एटिकेट, दे आर जेंडर न्यूट्रल, विच मीन्स, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if you're getting into a conference room, if you are ahead and you're opening the door first, please hold that door for the person who's following you, whether it's a lady or a gentleman, whatever, whoever. तो वो बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट में या प्रोफेशनल एनवायरनमेंट में जो भी एटिकेट आप फॉलो करते हैं वो जेंडर न्यूट्रल होते हैं. इट्स सेम फॉर एवरीबडी. नो स्पेशल अटेंशन टू विमेन, नो स्पेशल अटेंशन टू मेन. इट्स वेयर वी आर प्रमोटिंग इक्वालिटी. एंड इन योर सोशल एंड पर्सनल एनवायरनमेंट, योर एटिकेट आर जनरल बायस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू ओपन द डोर ऑफ अ कार फॉर अ लेडी, you don't open it for men as such, or you do it for elders, right? so or you pull out the chair for a lady. ये सब चीजें आपके business environment में, have you ever seen conference room में 4 ladies और 2 पुरुष enter कर रहे हैं and every man is just pulling out a chair for a lady? No. वहाँ पर जो etiquette है वो gender neutral है और social और personal environment में आप gender respect करते हो, ladies को ज़्यादा.
This is in case of heterosexual relationships, like basic genders. वो इतना बड़ा spectrum में अगर हम नहीं जाते, respecting everyone, but like basic जो हम पहले हम follow करते रहे हैं. So actually, you know, it's funny that you said this. In the first podcast also we were discussing about this. So me and the psychologist Komal, so we were, I was talking कि how in my relationships I've evolved. कि पहले मुझे जो बेसिक चीजें है ना वो स्पेशल लगती थी कि जैसे किसी ने दरवाजा पकड़ा है मेरे लिए, मैं बस वाह कोई पता है कितना अच्छा लड़का दरवाजा खोलता है. I was sold. वाह ये तो स्टैंडर्ड तन्वी ने सेट किया हुआ था. Now I'm like अच्छा दरवाजा तो भाई साहब पकड़ना चाहिए ना, like because it's not about being in office. I do that for everyone. मैं पार्क से आ रही हूँ, मेरे पीछे डॉगी आ रहा तो भी I don't smash the gate.
Yeah.
I make sure that you know the dog can get hurt. Or maybe the dog wants to go out and doesn't know how to open the gate. So I will hold the gate even for a doggy. So you do this because you don't want to hurt others unnecessarily.
Exactly. It's being mindful, you know, in that situation.
In every, when you're opening a gate, you don't smash it. जैसे आप जा रहे हो. It's just like, I don't know, careless and also very insensitive in general. And it shows a lot about you.
Yeah.
Yes, so... Lastly, 2 चीजें और रह गई हैं, 2 अच्छे क्वेश्चंस हैं. Okay, so एक तो ये बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि एक तो लेट वर्किंग आवर्स एंड अप्रोप्रिएटनेस. सो what is your take on this? कि अभी आजकल you know everyone wants to promote a work culture where you're able to work at night or at any time of the day and have a meeting at any time of the day. So, do you think it's appropriate to just, you know, work all night and sleep the entire day?
No, this is not my personal view. I mean, I would not recommend or suggest or promote that kind of a culture. 9 to 5 working hours हैं आपके, वो क्यों बने हैं? Those were created by keeping in mind कि आप अपनी social life को कुछ time दो, आप अपनी personal life को, family को कुछ time दो, you attend to your personal agendas and you give focused 8-9 hours to your job.
Yeah.
You know, that is how the working hours were created. Nowadays, unless it's like 2 geographical, you know, different cities connecting or members are at different geographical areas, तब तो ये सब चीजें चलती हैं. Still, you know, while scheduling a meeting, keep that in mind कि अगर आपके यहाँ पे 9 बज रहे हैं तो किसी और एरिया में रात के 2 नहीं बजने चाहिए. Just be mindful about it. And, you know, I would say, Tanvi, when we are freshers or when we are juniors, we don't have much say, you know, in the team meetings or something. कि नहीं जी रात के 9 बजे की मीटिंग मैं नहीं अटेंड करूँगा, ऐसा नहीं. There comes the role of a team leader or the person who's senior most, who's setting the meeting, to promote that kind of a culture where you are able to maintain balance between your personal and social life and your professional life. It's very, very important. Their role is very important in those scenarios. So I think everybody who's at a stature where they have the authority to take care of these things, they should be mindful about it and they should promote a culture. They should develop a culture जिसमें कि आप अपने personal और professional life में balance maintain कर सको.
Like
you're not going against the nature. दिन काम करने के लिए बना है, रात सोने के लिए बनी है. So just follow the nature, follow the environment, take care of those things.
I agree, because मैं भी ऐसी हूँ कि I prefer कि days for working and then there has to be time for personal life and this does not impact your productivity. आप 24 में से 24 घंटे, ये मैं बचपन में पढ़ाई में I used to be the best in my studies but I never studied long hours. मेरी क्लास के सब बच्चे पूरी रात पढ़ते थे, मैं नहीं पढ़ती थी. 8 बजे मेरा डेडलाइन होता था, मैं सो जाती थी. आई डिड नॉट, सोती भी नहीं थी, टीवी देखती थी. एग्जाम से पहले भी मैं 8 बजे के बाद बंद है बुक्स, नहीं खुलेंगी तो नहीं खुलेंगी, जितना पढ़ लिया. आई विल नॉट स्टडी बियॉन्ड दैट. एंड पीपल यूज्ड टू थिंक कि यार तू और नहीं पढ़ती, बट मैं नहीं पढ़ती थी ज्यादा. आई रिमेम्बर कि मैं प्रोडक्टिव आवर्स रखती थी, चाहे कम रखो बट प्रोडक्टिव रखो. एंड दैट्स हाउ आई यूज्ड टू स्कोर गुड मार्क्स आल्सो. तो इवन मेरी टीम में अभी आप मिले थे सबसे, सो यू नो वी हैव वेरी स्पेसिफिक रूल्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ समवन's on leave, I don't text them. If it's a weekend and we've decided that we'll stay on leave, we're not working, no communication should happen.
Yeah.
Like, you're not bound to respond. And I make sure that I don't communicate to them. I don't think there is any work that is that urgent. Unless you work in a hospital. People are dying actually.
Yeah. And there also they have shifts.
Boundaries.
No?
They have boundaries.
Definitely. I remember I used to work in Bank of America and our working hours were like fixed. No matter what happens, they never bothered us after 6 o'clock in the evening. Never. I worked there for a short span of time, but I just enjoyed that culture. तो वो कोई भगवान ने लिख के थोड़ी भेजा है वो culture. We only created, na? So we have to create it. So that is where the role of a team leader or the senior management comes in, where you promote that kind of a culture.
Yeah, no, definitely. जैसे हमारा एक और rule है, पता है? Where we don't, like, we log hours, but we log productive hours.
Okay, that's nice.
So, like, it's like कि मुझे ये कि अगर आप 8 घंटा काम कर रहे हो, if you're working on a research that needs to happen, say 1.5 hours, say 30 minutes, say 20 minutes I've done dedicated work. Because to create content, it doesn't take longer than that.
True.
So, you just write productive hours. This is also like a psychology thing that I want to examine. क्योंकि मैंने देखा है जब मैं ऑफिस में काम करती थी, चाय पी है मैंने, 2 कंपनीज में गई हूँ, चाय पी है मैंने. I didn't work. I didn't care about the work. I was just having tea. So that's not okay.
True.
Like, if I would want to know कि कोई कितना काम कर पा रहा है, so that I can work with them and understand them. ये नहीं मुझे चाहिए कि तुम मुझे झूठ बोलना पड़े तुम्हें कि हाँ मैंने आज काम कर रहे हैं because they're so scared of me. लेकिन they should tell me कि हाँ मैंने 20 minutes किया, या 15 minutes I spent on this research, or 2 hours I spent on this research, and I did not do after that. तो हम लोग ये productive hours हम maintain करते हैं.
So that's how you're developing the culture, you know, in your workspace.
That's the aim, to actually build a newer graph which fits ये नया वाला also and पुराना
वाला also.
But I think most people don't know कि Germany में and Europe में especially, people are very particular about their personal life. After 4 p.m. nobody works. Friday 3 p.m. everyone's home. They'll come 9 a.m. exactly. They don't spend 2 hours for lunch. They'll have lunch, specific hours. जब काम कर रहे हैं तो उसमें गप्पे नहीं मार रहे हैं. They work, they go back by 4 p.m. They'll go back by 3 p.m. But their work is efficient.
So that is how you develop the culture. You know?
And the country also develops, ना इसीलिए.
True.
Yeah, so eye contact or comfort posture. ये 2 चीजें रह गई. I feel this is also very interesting because
we discussed comfort posture, no?
हाँ, but like चौकड़ी मार के बैठना.
Okay, so, in your personal space, yes, you can. If you're comfortable, you can. Definitely. There's nothing wrong in it. There's nothing wrong in it. It's just that it needs to be appropriate as per the situation you are in.
Yeah, like interview के लिए जाओ, hello, my name is Tanvi. और बताओ कैसा चल रहा है?
ऐसे तो नहीं कर सकते. So I mean, yes, if it is appropriate as per your situation, as per your seating, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
आप अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ जा रहे हो एंड उसने लो सीटिंग में अंताक्षरी का गेम रखा हुआ है एंड यू लाइक कि मैं तो ड्रेस पहन के आई हूँ, मिनी ड्रेस, आई कांट सिट लाइक दैट, मैं नीचे नहीं बैठ सकती. वो आप नहीं बैठ पाओगे बिकॉज आपका आउटफिट आपको परमिट नहीं कर रहा.
ऐसे बैठो, ऐसे बैठो,
जैसे मर्जी बैठो, आप नीचे नहीं बैठ पाओगे. योर आउटफिट वुड नॉट परमिट यू. सो डेफिनेटली कंफर्ट is important, and then your attire, what you're wearing, and then you know the seating arrangement, what has been done there, that's important.
And what about eye contact?
कितनी
देर आपको maintain करना चाहिए? What is appropriate?
It's not कितनी देर. See, you and me are having conversation. अब मैं आपसे बात करते हुए उधर देखूंगी तो that means I'm not serious. अगर मैं बात कर रही हूँ और आप उधर देखोगे तो that means you're not interested.
Yeah.
Right? यहाँ पे कॉन्फिडेंस का मैटर नहीं आता. लेकिन अगर मैं इंटरव्यू दे रही हूँ और एज अ कैंडिडेट आई एम नॉट एबल टू मेंटेन द राइट आई कॉन्टैक्ट व्हाइल एक्सप्रेसिंग माई सेल्फ, सो दैट मीन्स कि मैं तो बहुत नर्वस हूँ, lack of confidence, and then I might not be sharing the right information with you. So that's there. और आप नॉर्मल कॉन्वर्सेशन जब कर रहे हो, एक बहुत ही फाइन लाइन होती है जिसके अंदर हमें पता लगता है कि आप आई कांटेक्ट मेंटेन कर रहे हो या आप स्टेयर कर रहे हो, घूर रहे हो किसी को. सो आई मीन दैट्स आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो बी नेचुरल, blink your eyes in between, just for a fraction of a second, look on your right shoulder, look on your left shoulder, or somewhere something close to your face, but not exactly in depth into your eyes.
मैंने भी नोटिस किया आप कर रहे थे, because we had a conversation before off camera, and we asked her कि like there are times when you are talking to somebody and you feel like oh my god मैं इसको बहुत ज्यादा तो नहीं घूर रही हूँ.
अच्छा, और मैं बताती हूँ, अगर मैं बात कर रही हूँ, आप किसी सीनियर से बात कर रहे हो, और इफ यू आर टॉकिंग टू अ जेंटलमैन, आप आई कांटेक्ट मेंटेन कर रहे हो, बट मेंटेन करते करते आप तो ब्लिंक करना भी भूल गए.
हाँ.
तो वो स्टेयरिंग लगेगा,
because you're so conscious.
Yeah. लेकिन to make it more comfortable, you need to nod your head in between. वो आपको एक कंफर्ट भी देगा, आई कांटेक्ट भी मेंटेन रहेगा, आप बीच में ब्लिंक करो, एंड देन इट विल मेक इट मोर नेचुरल. स्टिल यू आर कनेक्टेड टू दैट पर्सन इन दैट कॉन्वर्सेशन,
and it's like you're listening, you're attentive in that moment.
Yeah, exactly. So ये छोटी छोटी चीजें, मतलब वो आई कांटेक्ट कब स्टेयर में बदल जाए उसका भी थोड़ा ध्यान रखना होता है. अनकंफर्टेबल हो जाए the other person, so we have to take care of that also.
Yes. Oh my god, that was a beautiful conversation. मैंने तो बहुत सारी चीजें सीखी है.
There was some question which was related to
which one?
Improvisation or pulling you down. एक ऐसा question था
ना,
which I really wanted.
Yes.
There was something which we had discussed.
Like how to keep enhancing your self image while others are pulling you down.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
मुझे ऐसा लगा कि कुछ तो हमने ऐसा पढ़ा था. See, definitely you'll meet a lot of people who would believe or who would just target to pull you down. So that's like you need to ignore them. And improvisation is never ending. Learning is never ending. So if you have passion to stand apart in the crowd, if you have all the desire to reach at a level, then you have to keep improvising, keep learning new things, observe people around you. If you admire a particular trait of a X person, just try it. Can that fit into your personal values? If that is there, you can do it, and it's enhancing your confidence, and it's like upskilling you in some way or the other. Please do it. Nobody would say कि अच्छा तन्वी आप improvise करो, आप इस कंपनी के CEO बन जाओ. आपको कोई प्रमोट नहीं करेगा. This is your personal responsibility to improvise and take care of yourself and grow in life. So it's what we have to take care of.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
And I feel people will always say something about
or the other.
But इसी पे पता है, when I was in first year, so it was the first time कि मैंने girls college enter किया. And you remember when I was in school, I was very studious. तो मतलब मेरा ध्यान इतना पढ़ाई पे था, मैं so conscious कि मैं पढ़ाई से ध्यान हट ना जाए कि मैं कभी grooming पे I made sure consciously that it was not my focus. So I was neat. I was always very neat, very nice.
I would like to correct you here. At that point in time, you were playing a role of a student.
Yes.
Who is, who is required to be focused on
that's true.
studies or your qualification.
Also
and
child.
As a child. And like you played that role very well. It's not that कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा you were not a fashionista at that point in time, because उस time पे आपका वो role नहीं था, आपके role की वो requirement नहीं थी. So you did things as per the requirement. You were appropriate. So I've corrected you here.
Thank you. So anyhow, like when I reached my college, so since मुझे पता नहीं था कि वो कैसे कपड़े, what matches with what, no? So I remember first year of my college was a disaster. Like not in the way कि मैंने पहना क्या, वो तो अभी I look back, मैं सोची क्या पहन रही थी मैं. But I used to get bullied a lot.
Oh.
that majorly impacted my confidence. I remember मैं इतनी depressed हो गई थी first year because I went and I didn't know what to wear. Okay, तो मेरे को नया नया ऐसा लगा, yes, you know, like I said, my role had shifted. I can do fashion, but I didn't know what the hell fashion was because मैंने कभी observe नहीं किया किसी को. I remember मैं ऐसे white socks यहाँ तक, skirt के साथ and bangles हाथ में, गले में भी कुछ hair band. ये मेरा attire रहा है बहुत बार, and I was made fun of many times. मतलब मैं college जाती, it was a girls' college, and everybody was like so particular about observing everyone else. मैंने कभी ध्यान नहीं दिया किसी पे. I just thought like ऐसा कर सकते थे. I felt like काजोल from कुछ कुछ होता है, you know, who comes in that pink dress and then she gets bullied. But उसके बाद ना मैंने ना लोगों को observe करना शुरू कर दिया. I was in Miranda, तो वहाँ पे there were like these really fashionista girls there. I didn't know what fashion was, तो मैं ना सिर्फ observe करती थी कि कौन सा कलर किसके साथ जाता है, किसके साथ क्या नहीं पहनना है, क्या पहनना है, कौन से कलर साथ में पहन सकते हैं. आई रिमेम्बर मैं रात को सोती नहीं थी. There came a point where I used to, मेरा ना मतलब I'm so hard working in every sense कि मैं ना पूरा ध्यान मेरा दिन ना फैशन पे चला गया था. Is this okay? Is that okay? And not in a way कि हाँ कोई और कैसा पहन रहा है, मुझे उसके जैसा पहनना है. Sometimes yeah, inspired by somebody. But वो color combination क्या होता है ना, correct. I've made an effort to, you know, change my image and to really dress up properly. And finally मुझे Miss Farewell, best dressed, ये वो मैं सोचती हूँ, सब मुझे से बोलते थे अरे fashionista है. मैं कहा हाँ, कहाँ से आ रहा है पता है.
So observation also plays, you know, very important role when you are on a journey of improvising yourself, because everybody cannot hire experts, you know. So अगर आपके अंदर passion है कि आप अपने आप को change करना चाहते हो, improvise करना चाहते हो, so you have lot of things to observe, you have lot of people to observe. जिसको भी आप admire करते हो, आप उन लोगों को ऑब्जर्व करो, वो क्या पहनते हैं. आजकल तो इंटरनेट की वजह से थिंग्स आर सो सिंप्लीफाइड. यू वोंट बिलीव whenever your mama brings a new trouser or a new shirt, he checks on the internet that what are the other options. You know, generally men formals में क्या होता है, navy blue, black, grey, that's it. Now he buys olive also. Now he buys browns also. So I mean, he's exploring and he takes help of internet कि इस कलर की ट्राउजर के साथ कौन कौन से कलर की shirts जा सकती हैं. What are the matching options available? And you get hell lot of options.
Oh my God. But so, I'm very glad, you know, for my mama's family bloodline. Because it's a very good compensating factor to my papa wala. If my fashion sense would have been purely based on my papa ना, तो बहुत ही, I remember पापा को तो कोई इस चीज का नहीं पता था कि कलर क्या चाहिए क्या नहीं चलता. वो चमकीले सूट ले आते थे and nobody used to wear that. And हमें बोलना पड़ता था कि बेचारा पापा was very sensitive ना कि नहीं पापा it's very nice. Oh God. मम्मा के लिए हर बार ऐसे ना, तो I used to go with पापा कि नहीं पापा ये नहीं लेना है, ये वाला ठीक है. Yeah, good. Yes, so I think we are done.
All right.
बस एक last चीज. So since like मेरा channel is like mostly spirituality, tarot, crystals. So I know that you're also very fond of all these things. मुझे पता मेरी readings भी देखते हो.
I would love to.
मतलब आप देखते हुए पहले वाले भी देखी है ना?
Yeah.
देखिए सच में. तो मतलब what is your take on spirituality? How has spirituality manifestation, especially vision board वाली, अगर आप story share करना चाहो?
Yes, vision board story is something which I would definitely love to share with others. So what happened is कि मुझे ये vision board term as such सिर्फ एक डिक्शनरी वोकैबुलरी टर्म थी, बट मुझे नहीं पता था इसके पीछे कॉन्सेप्ट क्या होता है. सो व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग माय सर्टिफिकेशन इन सॉफ्ट स्किल्स, सो देयर वाज अ टॉपिक goal setting. So our facilitator, he was explaining us कि vision board क्या होता है, just draw what kind of a car you need and create a vision board for yourself. But I understood the concept, but still I found it very difficult to, you know, कि मैं बनाऊं कैसे अपना विजन बोर्ड. आई एम नॉट गुड इन ड्राइंग, ये वो मुझे थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल नहीं लगा फॉर माय कैलिबर. सो then one day I saw your vision board on the mobile lock screen, and then I checked with you and you said, Mommy, you know, कि अपने फोन को हम पूरे दिन में सबसे ज्यादा बार देखते हैं.
मैंने ये बोला था.
Yes, you said मैं इतनी बार तो मैं मिरर भी नहीं देखती हूँ जितनी बार मैं अपना फोन चेक करती हूँ. So that's the time, you know, if I've created this vision board on a lock screen of my phone, so that means whenever I look at that lock screen, I am manifesting that. So मुझे ये बहुत ही प्रैक्टिकल चीज लगी. एंड आई टोल्ड माई डॉटर कि मेरा विजन बोर्ड में ये चीजें होनी चाहिए. आई वांट टू मैनिफेस्ट ऑल दीज थिंग्स, सो कैन यू प्लीज हेल्प मी इन क्रिएटिंग अ कोलाज ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स. एंड शी डिड अ वेरी गुड जॉब. एंड you would not believe, Tanvi, I totally believe in the concept of vision board, and wholeheartedly I promote it. You know, I've shared my vision board with my friends, with my relatives, and there are things which I have achieved. You know, I have actually achieved them. So मैंने तो एक lucky spot भी बनाया हुआ है कि इस spot पे मैं जो भी चीज डालती हूँ वो within 3 to 4 months हो जाती है. And whenever I get that, I am after my daughter's life again. कि अच्छा आप मेरे vision board में ये change कर दो और ये डाल दो. So now I'm manifesting this particular thing. So I totally believe in that concept and promote it. It's very practical. The way you've chosen to present to see your vision board, it's very, very practical. So I'm all game for that kind of practical things.
See, breakups are huge motivations in my life. Every time I break up with somebody, I find a new way to heal. God. Vision board was one of those ways.
So I think, I mean, it helped you, it helped me, and I'm sure it would definitely help others also.
Yeah. Yes, so Mummy, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much to you for having me.
Oh, it was beautiful to have you here, genuinely. Like I said, I have been a huge admirer of you. You've always been perfect, very poised, very just always.
And you've raised the bar, and now I have to maintain that bar also.
I don't think I've raised. I think you're just being too modest to accept it. ये सच है.
Thank you so much.
ये सच है.
Thank you.
So yes, so thank you so much, and I'm sure that everyone else also enjoyed. And yes, hopefully we'll see you again.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
So all the links to contact her are in the description of this episode. So if you would like to contact, email, all the email address details are there in the description. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for the second episode of Talk to Tea. Yeah. Bye. Take care. So thank you so much for listening to this entire episode of Talk to Tea with Jaspreet Datta. This episode, again, I repeat, has been sponsored by Leap of Love Foundation. Leap of Love Foundation is an organization that's working for mental health awareness of people and for people from different backgrounds. So yeah, I'm sort of fumbling because I've had like a long day and long shoot as well. So if in case you would like to know more about Leap of Love Foundation, or you would like to make a donation to the foundation, all the links are in the description of this episode. Please feel free to contact us or to volunteer with us to just make this world a better place. So yeah, so that's all that I have for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed our second episode of Talk to Tea. And yeah, so and life goes on. Bye bye, take care, see you.